Jason, can you put a price on the American dream?
However much a house with a white picket fence and a dog and a car and stuff. Whatever
Yeah,
that
that
costs.
whatever that costs. Let me tell you, that is 4.4 million. Yes,
That seems kind of excessive.
the American dream is 4.4 million. So the thing is that there's an article on Investopedia that says 2024 report on the cost of American dreams found it now costs approximately $4.4 million per household over the course of a lifetime to achieve these common milestones. And those are retirement, owning a new car, wedding, raising 2 children plus college, owning a home, pets, yearly vacations, and a funeral. That all equals $4.4 million. And I do want to go through each of these categories and explain the cost and go through and give why they might cost so much. So, but before that, if you like interesting content like this, consider subscribing. We put out interesting content like this all the time. We have a huge library of videos just like this. So make sure to check them out. And yeah, so I wanted to know your thoughts on this, by the way. We're going to break this 4.4 million down and what they had put down here for description. We'll start near the very end. Retirement. Retirement at $1.5 million. Actually, $1.6 million.
It's kind of ridiculous because I think it was revealed that most Americans don't have any type of savings.
No, they don't have any type of savings.
I don't think a majority of people have $1.6 million in retirement. That seems
that's excessive.
That's
excessive. So excessive. So the thing that they wrote here is that it's recommended minimum savings for 20 years of retirement based on median income for a household 65 plus. $1.6 million. That's so much money.
That's a lot of money.
That's so much. I don't think the average person, like you mentioned, has that much in the retirement savings.
Everybody out here with their 30% interest rate on their car.
Oh my God, yes. It's that. It's literally the cost of living. Everything has gone up in price. Cost of medicine, everything.
Yeah, healthcare in general.
Yeah, and people are paying that now, so they don't have enough for retirement. So this number, when I first saw it, was very shocking.
1.6.
Yeah, that's so much money.
I mean, it kind of makes sense if you're gonna go and
live for
retire. Well, like they're assuming that you're gonna live for 20 years, I guess, to 85.
To 85.
Maybe 1.6 million.
Yeah.
Well, because that's like doing everything else.
That is like doing everything else.
Well, I'm guessing you'd own a home in this scenario.
That's not, yeah, you do own a home in this scenario, by the way, because we're going to get to that in a second.
Okay.
But so retirement, we got that all squared away. It's so expensive. There's no way that this is going to happen.
How is that going to?
But this is also the American dream, by the way.
Okay.
This is the ideal picture of what they want. Okay, so the second one is owning a new car, which is $811,000. And they put they put total of monthly new car payments for 2 adults, not including fuel and maintenance, from ages 29 to 74. I have no idea.
How are they getting this?
Yeah, exactly. Because I have no idea. Because this is so crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people are being more, I guess, sparing with their their car choice, because like I don't think people are getting cars all that often.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you literally are buying like one of the most, like, with that much money, it's like, I don't know who's buying cars that much. I mean, with interest rates even where they're at, it's like they're spending a ton of money on it. So it's, according to Experian State of Automotive Finance Makers Report Q1 2024, the average monthly payment for a new car was $735, $523 for a used car. So they're also
interesting.
expanding this to we are defining the dream as a new car per adult for the ages 29 to 75. We chose 29 as a starting point to coincide with the average between the median age of first marriage of men 30.2 and women 28.4. Current population survey 2023, and chose 75 as the point because it's the age after which shares of total driving populations fall below 10%, which also makes sense. And that's from the Federal Highway Administration. This yields a total of 46 years driving and paying for a new car, or 552 months. And then they said that we then multiplied the monthly payment value of 552 months and 2 for each driving adult in the household.
Okay.
This is
Yeah, I was like, you're
it's kind of
it's a lot of different things factored. So it all adds up to eventually 811,000.
They're essentially buying a new car every year from the sounds of it. You're constantly always getting a new car because they're also using the average interest rate.
Yeah, it sounds like as soon as you finish paying off your car, they're expecting you to buy a new car. But then again, if you think about it, it's like you buy a new car and it's 72 months,
They say
which is 6 years.
Mhm.
And after 6 years, a lot of people would be looking to get a new car. So a lot of times people trade it in. So I think this might,
they're saying
it's like shocking, but also it does make kind of sense.
It does. It says that from 29 to 74, you're going to get 8 new cars.
Yeah. So if you have 8 cars between, at that point, I guess it doesn't seem too.
It doesn't seem
out
too
of-
far off.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of money.
Two
Oh, you're also paying interest, by the way. You have to realize
per.
that.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
16 cars in total.
Yes, that's so much cars.
Let's say every 6 years, I do think a lot of people do change out their cars pretty often.
You get 2 cars. You drive it 300,000 miles, and you wait for it to go and burn into the ground, and then you get a new one.
Yeah, let's just reduce the 800 to something less.
You can reduce it to you could probably reduce it to like 30K if you really try.
Move on to the next one.
Okay, wedding at 44K, wedding ceremony, reception, and engagement rings. This is not far off.
Yeah, I think that
kind of
some people it might be even less because that's including the reception ceremony and the ring.
Yeah, and
I mean, I think some people's rings cost like 20.
it's crazy. But it's not surprising. This is not surprising, by the way. I actually thought this
might be low.
I thought this would be higher, by the way. From like literally what is it, content that I've seen, were complaining that weddings are now costing more than ever, and people are quoting 50, 60, or 70 grand for certain weddings, and people are like, well, I had mine for like 10 or 15.
Yeah, I think it depends on your expectation. I think some people are a bit more.
I'm curious to know because like you mentioned, I do think that this is low. It says the American dream typically includes
I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
If
that's
it's,
true.
It depends on the location because like if you're going to like a different area, it might cost more.
Yeah, it says weddings have become more expensive over the past few years, with the pandemic causing labor shortages, inflation, fuel costs, the price of wedding items, floral bouquets, everything has gone up since 2019 and 2020. So yeah, I don't know if it seems reasonable. I mean, like, what if you get married twice?
And then it keeps going up.
Then it keeps going
that's
up.
the dream. You're not.
Oh yeah, that's
dream
true.
is apparently only getting married once.
Yeah. Okay, so it's the other one is raising 2 children plus college at $832,000. Raising 2 children through the age of 17, then paying for each to attend a public 4-year institution. This number is not too I expected this kind of number, by the way.
Yeah, I thought this makes more sense than the owning a new car every single year.
You could either own a new car or have 2 children.
All right, let's just get the new car then.
Let's just get the new car then. Every year, because it's going to cost about the same. Yes, everyone, I know a lot of people too have mentioned this. It's like the cost of raising a kid can vary from person to person, but overall, people have mentioned that it is very, very expensive to raise kids from 17 years old, and even then going out and paying for their college.
Yeah, that seems a bit much. I mean, the thing is that depends on where they go to college.
Yeah,
If
this
they
mentioned.
scholarships or anything like that.
Yeah, this mentioned paying for each to attend a 4-year public.
Oh, it's not even
So
private.
yeah, because if you're going private, or if you're going what is it, out of state or something like that, then it's going to cost a ton more. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of people will say it's like, yes, it is. Raising a kid is very, very
I think a
expensive.
lot of it also is the whole childcare. Childcare is very expensive.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And,
Everything has gone up in price too.
yeah, their health.
Yeah, so it says for those who choose to have children, the total cost of raising 2 children to the age of 17 for middle income married couples about $611K. When adding in the cost of sending 2 children to a public in state, by the way, 4-year college, the total cost comes to about $832K. So you just tack on about $220,000 to sending them to college, 2 kids. In state,
Yeah,
4
that
years.
makes sense.
Yeah. So more U.S. adults are choosing not to have children, with affordability being one of the main factors. A survey by Pew Research Center found that nearly or over half, 57% of adults under 50 who were unlikely to even to ever have children say they simply didn't want to, while 36% cited couldn't afford to raise a child.
That makes sense. I
Yeah.
think they're being reasonable in thinking that.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just so crazy when you look at the numbers though. But this other one, owning a home, it's almost $1 million.
Yeah, that makes sense.
929,000 purchasing an existing single family house financed with a 30-year mortgage payment, assuming 20% down.
I think for the entirety of the country, besides like California, this makes sense.
Yeah, well, California,
that's
you're
a pretty
paying
nice-
more.
Well, obviously paying much more. Depending on where you are. If you're like Central Valley,
Yeah,
California
true.
might be paying less.
Yeah,
But you're
yeah.
definitely paying less.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but this number is not shocking to me because I don't think this is assuming that you're making those 30-year mortgage payments, and that interest rate adds up. Yeah, so it's I don't think it's to anyone's surprise that houses have gone up in value. The cost of owning a home is unaffordable for most people, and it's just it's a terrible situation, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like literally, you're looking at almost $1 million.
Yeah, for a home. But I mean that
You can live in it
People-
forever.
I guess, but I mean still $1 million you're paying basically the same amount as owning a new car every year, apparently.
Not every year. Eight new cars in a lifetime between 2 people. Okay, but then pets. $36K in pets. Total expense of owning 1 dog and 1 cat, including one time and annual cost. $36,000. This is not
Makes sense.
surprising. Yeah, it's not surprising at all for this one. Pets are very expensive too, especially when you have to take them to the vet. And then they end up costing
you?
Yeah, they rob you. They rob you blind.
They frisk you for all your money.
They frisk you. First they frisk the animal, and then they frisk you. Yeah, and then after that, yearly vacation of 179,000, taking 1 vacation per year from ages 22 to 84. 179K.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where you're going. And like if you're going overseas, I feel like that every year, I don't know if that would make sense.
Do you know the cost of going to Disneyland is
Too much.
getting too expensive now? Yeah, it's getting super expensive. You know what? I think that if you flip the new car and yearly vacation every year, that makes a little more sense.
You put 800
800,000 in yearly vacation. It's a year. It's a yearly vacation.
put owning a new car to the top one.
I don't know. That's where I would have mine switched.
I guess. I don't know. I guess it depends on how expensive your cars are and all this other stuff. So
And then the last one is its funeral at $8K, which is the lowest on this list.
yeah,
Funeral including viewing and burial.
I mean, you're already dead.
Oh my god. That is true.
Got to be frugal.
You gotta be just throw me in the plot. It just
It's even honestly a bit low.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
How much it costs.
Compared to everything else, Do you think when you look at this number, the 4.4 million, do you think this is the American dream? You're a millionaire in this.
Yeah. If you had like 1.6 million in the bank and you're like just chilling, I guess, I think that'd be fine. Because then you're like, have enough to pass on to your 2 kids who went to public 4-year institution.
How much people do you think are actually achieving this?
Achieving this? Uh,
Top 10%? Top
maybe.
15%? Yeah.
The thing is that like it really depends on how you look at it, because it's like if you factor in like maybe it's not just like stocks or 401k and stuff. Like if it's total assets for the retirement, like their house might be factored in, then it's like a little easier to believe because it's not like liquid of 1.6 million.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but it is your money. Yeah,
I don't know. There are a lot of like business owners and stuff that have something along these lines, probably. If not like much more ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know. It seems like software engineers or doctors and stuff that it seems like this might be even
Yeah.
smaller. But like
But I'm talking about like
I think the average person like
Yeah.
this is both
out of reach.
it's like both out of reach and within the scope of imagination for some people and some like specialties or like different points in their life.
Yeah, it is a large number, by the way. And that's when it makes me think it's like when people look at something like this, if let's say you're 50 years old and by the age of 65, you don't have 1.6 million in the bank or in your retirement savings.
No way.
Yeah, I don't think
the thing is that a lot of people are now being forced to like basically never stop working.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to be working past
retiring. They retire and then they realize that Social Security can't cover all their costs and they have to go back to work.
Yeah, it's
doing like ride sharing or something.
It's the unfortunate part of all of this. It's like yeah, what they had is not enough. Yeah. But I would want to know from our audience what they think about this. Do you think that this is a realistic American dream, something achievable if you pull yourself up by your bootstraps?
I think it's like a real quote unquote dream because it's like basically impossible to achieve for a majority of people.
What did they say? It's the American dream because you have to be sleeping. But yes, I would want to know from our audience what they think about this. Leave your comments in the comment section down below.